Hello, 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 and welcome to the I am Lana, your resident diva, here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I loves me some tea. Period. So if you have some tea, you know what to do. Hit me up, and I am drinking actually Sprite today. So Sprite, if you want to sponsor the cup, we would love to have you. And if you just really just want to have a cup that I kind of love having, you should try having the cup mug. It's amazing. All the cool kids have one. If you don't have one, you should get one. The link is in the bottom description below, and it'll be in the bio on this recording. Lana G's Creations. Period.
What's two, bud?
All right, well, you know what it is. It's Wes, here to enjoy some wrestling. I'm drinking some lime seltzer water. It is too good, and you know it.
Is it Spindrift, my guy?
It is always Spindrift, will always be Spindrift. No plug, but low-key, if you want something bubbly, Spindrift's the way to go.
Spindrift.
Yeah, I know. I'm here to do some wrestling. So what's up with you, Brook?
If Spindrift, if you want to sponsor the podcast, hit us up. Hey.
Right.
And hey, it's Brook, college graduate who plays way too much Smash Bros. But today I'm going to be in my Axiom stand account era. And he might not be on the WrestleMania card, but he is on the stand and deliver card. And I know we're not talking about that today, but if you have the time and the means to watch Stand and Deliver, watch it. That card looks great as well. Regardless, I'm so excited to talk about WrestleMania 39. Today, I'm drinking water. Aquafina, if you want to sponsor us, hit us up.
I mean, we'll take all the sponsorship.
And the company _reality on Twitter.
We'll take all the sponsorships.
Just hit us up, everybody except for Hobby Lobby. Just come on in. And I'm just really excited to talk about what looks like it'll be 2 amazing nights of WrestleMania.
Yeah, so we are going to talk WrestleMania. We got a lot to talk about, so we are going to just jump right in and start talking. I made a slideshow because I didn't want to make banners for everything because that's a lot. Mm-hmm. It's a lot, so I didn't want to make all the banners. So I chose an even harder route, is to make slideshows for everything. But that's okay. It's perfectly fine. We're going to, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about WrestleMania, and let me see. Let me get back to you guys. All right. So the first of all, WrestleMania is being hosted by The Miz. It's Hollywood. It's The Miz. It only makes sense. I mean, LA Knight is not big enough yet to host WrestleMania, but maybe someday. I don't know. But it only makes sense for The Miz to host WrestleMania. I don't really care about the host.
I mean, it's a good way to keep him on the card, though. I mean, if they're not going to put him in a feud, The Miz is probably one of the most established names in the company at this point. Yes. Keep him on the card. They've already had the host thing for, 2 decades almost now. Let the man have his bag.
Yeah. And I'm sure he'll have something to do.
Absolutely. You know how it is. Miz is always that antagonist. The Miz show is great. So if WrestleMania is just the Miz show, I'm not going to be too mad about
it. Some might call it Miz TV.
I mean, and we you can't deny that The Miz is like one of the best people on the mic when it comes to just entertainment on the mic. So I'm not mad at The Miz hosting WrestleMania. I'm sure we'll have some moments, maybe some legends will come and he'll mess with a legend. I don't know. Who knows what'll happen with The Miz as the host, but. So the first match, I didn't put these in order on like who's on what day because I didn't know what day everything was. I didn't check out the Wikipedia before I started putting this together. And then to me personally, I just put it like as I saw as important matches that was important or their importance of the match. So first match, I just wanted to get this out the way. I really just wanted to get this one out the way. I don't want to talk about it long. I just wanted to get it out the way. Brock Lesnar versus Omos.
Is confirmed to be on night 1.
Good.
Yes. See, a lot of people are writing this off. I'm optimistic that this like 5-minute match, because this cannot go longer than that, will be at least entertaining. I'm hoping for a car crash, and I mean that in like the wrestling version of a car crash, like the good kind of car crash. And I really hope that Omos wins this match.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. We're gonna watch Brock Lesnar F5 Omos. We're going to watch Brock Lesnar suplex Omos, and that's going to be the gimmick. That's what it's going to be offering to us. And when I watch yet again another super strong man suplex a 400-pound man, it'll be enough for me. But yeah, let's hope to see Omos win. But we can never trust that Bork Lesnar will not just steal it again.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the only thing that excite me about this match is if we get the ring breaking. That will make me happy. If we don't get a ring break, then, what are we here for? Why do we have these two big behemoths of men suplexing each other and throwing each other around? If somebody is not going to implode the ring, but whatever, I think I'm just over Brock Lesnar. That's just me personally. If you love Brock Lesnar, good on you. Great. And Omos, I feel like he can use a push. He could. Why not? Why not? So, predictions on who we think is going to win this match?
I will be picking Omos, if only because I feel like I would be so sad if Brock won.
See, last time I chose with my heart, so this time I'm going to have to choose with my head, and I'm going to have to choose Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, unfortunately, I probably. My heart is telling me I want Omos, but I feel like Brock Lesnar has something he's holding over this company, and he just has to win every big match of he's in, or he's going to throw a temper tantrum and leave, and then whatever he's holding over the boss is going to come out. So I don't know. I'm gonna say Brock.
Now, who knows what we saw? Maybe he saw something Vince did or something. I don't know.
Something
Else Vince did
something else. I think it's something totally crazy because this man just has a chokehold on the WWE that I just don't understand. So I'm going to say Brock Lesnar on this one. All right, that's enough of this. Let's move on. Next is the Fatal 4-Way match, the women's Fatal 4-Way match. We have two Fatal 4-Way matches happening during WrestleMania. I don't know what night. Brooke, what night is this one supposed to be on?
Neither one of them have been confirmed on what night they're going to be on yet.
Okay.
Most people are assuming this is going to be on night 2 and that the men's will be on night 1, just so that way they're both not on the same night. Please do not put them both on the same night.
Yeah,
That'll make them feel more repetitive than they already are.
Yes.
But to be fair, the group of people that they have in this match, with maybe one exception, is probably the best group of people they could have had. 7 out of 8 of these women are a joy to watch in the ring. So... we know who I'm talking about. I don't need to name names. Her name might rhyme with Pondapowsy, but yeah. Well, okay, 6 are a joy. 1 I'm fine with, and then the other one's Rhonda. But I'm happy Liv's on the card, so I can't be too mad. But remember when the women's division actually had like movement and like there was actually things for these women to do? You remember that?
I just have to hope that I'm on the not Rhonda brigade, and maybe creative will be in the same mindset as I am, which is I've seen Rhonda win enough. She snuck her way onto the card. Does she need to sneak her way into another WrestleMania win? I don't know.
I understand all of that, and I feel like, not Rhonda will be okay with me, but I'm not on the hate Rhonda hate train. Like, I'm not fully there. Like, I'm not like everybody but Rhonda. Like I am with Brock. I'm that way with Brock. I'm not fully there with Rhonda yet. I feel like it might teeter to that eventually if it keeps happening the way it keeps happening. But I'm just not there yet. So I wouldn't mind a Rhonda Shayna win. I feel like they are doing what they need to do in the women's division to like be the antagonist, the villains that we need to have to counteract the good of like a Liv and a Raquel. You need the evil as in you need those two to make a decent back and forth. Because honestly, Sonya and Chelsea don't give me the villain vibes that I need right now. They just give me the more annoying vibes that I
And you
don't.
know what? You're kind of right, Lana, that we do need those villains. And who is a better villain than a woman who is supposed to be able to throw a stiff punch and can't,
Mm,
and her dollar
mm,
store wannabe?
Okay,
I
no,
mean,
no, hold on. We can say what we want about Ronda Rousey. Shayna Baszler is a fantastic in-ring worker, very good on the mic when she needs to be. Um, I feel bad that she has been lumped into this sidekick role throughout her main roster tenure, time and time again. You want to watch a really good women's program? Watch Shayna Baszler versus Kairi Sane in old NXT from like 4 or 5 years ago now. That feud was fantastic. But to bring up your point, yes, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville are not enough of like the antagonistic heel to drive this match forward. I agree with that point. But Chelsea Green is also one of the best things on wrestling programming right now. So I'm happy
yeah.
she's here.
We agree to disagree because I don't like the woman. I am just
And
not a fan.
something tells me that's where we're going to be about the outcome of this match. Because I happen to put all of my chips on Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez and just hope that it's not Ronda Rousey.
Mm-hmm.
What about you,
So
Lana?
I honestly, I think it's probably going to be Ronda and Shayna. That's what I probably think it's going to be. Would I like that? Meh. But I think it's going to be them. Yeah.
So you all know that I will do anything in my power to justify Liv Morgan winning any match that she is in.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
cannot do it this time. I love my queen. I love my girl. You know, Liv is my fave on the planet. Um, I'm actually going to be picking Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, mainly because Chelsea's character has been lacking that like one defining like this is why you should be giving me these opportunities week after week thing, right? Because anytime she's been put in any match other than literally this tag match on Raw, she's lost since she came back. So I want her to like it can't even be like a sneaky cheat win where like Shayna and Ronda beat the shit out of Natalia or something. And then Sonya throws Shayna out of the ring and Chelsea gets the pin on Natalia or whatever, right? Like it can be something stupid like that. But in order for this Karen character to work, Chelsea needs to win something that matters. So I think they could win. I would love for Liv to win. Do not get me wrong. I will throw a party if she wins. I just feel like it's either them or it's Ronda and Shayna. So I'm going to pick Chelsea.
Okay. Interesting picks. Interesting. All right. Well, we go from one fatal four way match to the next fatal four way match. And I am so sorry that the women's slide was a little blurry. That was the best picture that they had. They only had the pictures where they were not, everybody wasn't there. So that's the best one I found. So sorry about that. But the men's fatal four way: Braun Strowman, Ricochet, Street Profits, Alpha Academy, and the Viking Raiders. What do we think about this one?
I care less about this one than I did the women's.
This is very hard for me, all right? Because I'll be honest, I would be more than excited to see all 4 of these tag teams break up tomorrow. I am more
Really?
excited about all 8 of these men as single competitors than I am as them as a tag team, especially when it comes to Montez Ford and Chad Gable specifically. We've seen Braun Strowman, we've seen Ricochet. They both have excellent solo careers. So to me, I almost want the Viking Raiders to win because I want the all 3 others to break up. But the likelihood of that happening is very low. And so instead, I have to say I would like to see perhaps the Street Profits perform. But either way, I think that I want to see a match with a lot of chaos and a lot of emotional toil by the end of it.
I'll be honest with you. I agree with you about 2 of those tag teams. I think 2 of these tag teams should break up pretty soon. But I think Braun Strowman and Ricochet are just now starting to hit their stride. They're getting better, more like defined chemistry as a team. So I honestly think this is their match to lose out of the 4 teams here. There is no way in hell they're giving the Viking Raiders this win unless Triple H is drinking some copium. And then we know there's going to be some sort of shenanigans with Maximum Male Models involved in this mess. I think WrestleMania could be the night that Alpha Academy officially splits up, or at least Otis leaves Alpha Academy, because there are other rumors going on that somebody from NXT will be coming up into Alpha Academy after WrestleMania. The current rumor is that it's going to be Charlie Dempsey, and if that's true, I'm very excited. But I don't know. Braun Strowman and Ricochet are the only team that makes sense in my crazy booking head to win this match. So that's who I would pick.
I have to agree. I think I agree with the fact that it's time for Alpha Academy to. I think they might be going their own separate ways. Like you said, the models thing, that story is just too prevalent for them to stay together, I think. And I feel like Street Profits are due to split. As unfortunate that may be, but I think both of them could have really, really great solo careers. They just need the opportunity to do so. We saw Montez that the Elimination Chamber, his performance that everybody was like amazed by. And so I feel like it's time. I agree with the Vikings. I don't think they're going to win. I don't think they're going to split up. I think they're just going to let them continue to be that working tag team that's going to just trudge on and be present. Maybe not win, but present. Or they just, the B card. They'll be on the B card and then they'll do what they got to do. I think Braun Strowman and Ricochet, like you said, are just starting to come into, a tag team. As we look at this little marquee, they're Braun Strowman and Ricochet. Everybody else got names. They have to come and gel a little bit more before. So I think this would be the time for them to win and solidify themselves as a real tag team. Because we know this is not going to last very long. Because, like I said, they both have very good solo careers already. They're going to go back to that eventually. But they got to at least prove why they put them together in the first place. So I think it might be Braun. That's going to be my guess. Braun and Ricochet will win this match, but it's going to come at a cost for Alpha Academy and possibly the Street Profits.
My thoughts exactly.
It seems like we're all on the same page on this one because Braun Strowman and Ricochet are winning. So great. Glad we all agree. I feel like this might be the only time tonight we will do that.
I'm about to say, we don't agree all the time. We don't agree much, but this is one. Okay. Next is Edge and Finn Balor, the Hell in a Cell match. I'm excited about this match, honestly.
To make an addendum to that announcement, it is Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor.
Yes.
So I'm excited about that. We haven't seen the Demon.
I'm always excited to see the Demon. I don't care what nobody's saying.
We haven't seen the Demon since he lost to Roman. Like, it's been that long. So, yeah, I'm excited about this. Is going to kick. Also, not yet confirmed what night. Almost guaranteed night 2.
I'm sure night 2.
Yeah. Well, I mean, night 2, because basically they've already confirmed 6 matches on night 1. And only 1 match is confirmed for night 2, which we all know what match that is. So basically there's 6 matches left and 5 of them minimum are going to be on night 2. So assume that one of the tag matches may be on night 1. Anything else that isn't confirmed is probably night 2. Yeah, this is going to be a fantastic match. First time we've had Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania since Undertaker versus Shane McMahon. Who can remember that match? Who wants to forget that match? Yeah. But no, this is going to be great. I am very happy this feud is finally ending, as I know the rest of you all are as well. And I'm so excited for Finn Balor to finally get a definitive WrestleMania win. So, yeah.
I will say I will be mentally distraught if they bring back the Demon just to have it lose. And so I have to just hope, I have to think with my heart again and just pray that Finn Balor gets the accolades that he so rightly deserves. Edge is at the tail end of his career. He doesn't need to prove anything more. He's already a legend. He's already one of the GOATs. And Finn Balor has a lot to prove. And they keep giving these fake Abe, the Fiend, the Demon, and then they have them lose at WrestleMania. And frankly, I'm sick of it. And so I would really like to see Finn Balor pick up the win here.
I would have to agree with you on that one because for two reasons. If the Judgment Day is going to continue to thrive in the WWE, they need Finn Balor to win this match. Because if he loses to Edge, who started this whole thing, it's like, then what the heck are y'all together for if the person who is supposed to be the leader or came in to take over is not winning? So I really want Finn Balor to win for that, number one. And number two, I agree with the demons. He's been the demon and he lost. He's lost to Roman. We haven't seen it since. You can't have the hype of bringing back the demon who is supposed to be immortal and can take all this pain and punishment and give all this pain and punishment and then have them lose. Edge is at the end of his career and he has proven everything that he needs to be proven. He has nothing else to prove. He is going. If he's in the Hall of Fame already, he has nothing left to prove. Finn Balor is still trying to get to that point where people will recognize him as one of the great wrestlers, one of the greatest, of all time. So he can get his spot in the Hall of Fame later on. He needs to win this match. I want him to win this match. I am still salty at how they did him with the Universal Championship. I will forever be salty about that. He never got a chance to, for real, get his rematch that he deserved, and he should have won when he did. So, yeah, I am salty about that, and I want Finn Balor to win. So, my heart is still, I know I said I was going with my head for a lot of these, but I'm going with my heart. I want Finn Balor to win. As much as I love Edge, I adore Edge. Edge has always been one of my favorites. But
well, that means that we are 2 for 2.
Well, not to mention even a little bit more on the nose here. I'm pretty sure Finn has only won at WrestleMania one time, and it was that match he had with Bobby Lashley for the IC title a couple years back. Other than that, he has not won very much at WrestleMania. He lost that triple threat with Seth Rollins, and I believe The Miz was the other person in that triple threat for the IC title. He doesn't have the best record there. I would love for him to win, and I'm really hoping, because allegedly after WrestleMania, and this has been confirmed by the members, this is not just speculation this time, Judgment Day is going to be adding more people after WrestleMania. Allegedly JD McDonough, which I will be very happy if that's true. So give the group momentum, keep them going in the right direction, hopefully on SmackDown, which we'll talk about that when we get to that. So, yeah, Finn would be my pick as well.
Okay. Now that's agreeing again.
Knock on wood. This is
all right.
Yeah, when lightning strikes twice, guys.
I mean, who knows? All right.
Watch y'all.
So let's go from one Judgment Day member to the next. The Dominic Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. I am glad this match is happening, honestly. I am glad that I even like the way they built it up and made Rey wait to finally get fed up with Dominic and his shenanigans and his foolishness. And finally, after disrespecting that man's wife on TV, Rey said, I had enough. You want to fight? Let's fight. You think you bad? I'm badder. I'm your daddy. I showed you what I know, but I ain't show you everything I know. So let's bring this on up. So I'm excited about this match. I can't wait to see it. I definitely don't think Dominic is winning this match because that would be crazy to have Rey Mysterio get in the Hall of Fame this weekend only to have him lose at WrestleMania. I think that would be so disrespectful. And I think Rey is about to leave, so he needs to go out on top. And I don't know if it's going to mend things with Dominic. I don't really care about that. I just want him to beat him and show him why he is Rey Mysterio. So,
yeah, my thoughts exactly. I don't see Rey Mysterio losing this match.
See, I don't know. This is the rough part because for a long time we thought this was going to be Rey Mysterio's retirement match. Like he was going to be leaving after this. He has now since confirmed that he is not going to be retiring after WrestleMania. The Hall of Fame is making it even more muddled. From a storyline perspective, how does this affect Judgment Day if Dominic does lose? Like, there's a lot of weird moving pieces here that kind of make this one hard to call for me. I could see this being one of those, like, Damian Priest cheats and helps Dominic win. It is WrestleMania, so that does feel a little underwhelming. I'm gonna pick Ray with the judgment. This is probably the hardest match to call on the card for me.
I see your point. Judgment Day could get involved, and well, Damian Priest could get involved, depending on the night that Finn is wrestling, and if this match is on the same night. But I could see Judgment Day getting involved, and maybe making this feud go on a little bit longer. Now Ray is fighting back more, but I don't know. I kind of want it to be over. I kind of want Ray to just win and it'd be done. It'd be great, but who knows? But I can see why it's hard to call.
Also has not been confirmed what night it's going to be on. Probably night 2.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next match. Is Becky Lynch, Lita, and Trish Stratus versus Bayley, Io Sky, and Dakota Kai. Are we excited about this match or no?
No.
Oh.
Mainly because, okay, this is, I think we need to give some acknowledgement to 2 ladies who are no longer with WWE as of a few months back. Sasha and Naomi, you were right. You were right. This is not for the tag titles.
Nope.
Even if it was just Io and Dakota versus Trish and Becky versus Lita and Becky with Trish and Bayley in their respective corners, right? For the tag titles.
Mm-hmm.
This feels so wasteful of a belt that is really just for show. And we at the time a lot of people were like, "Oh, well, they're rebuilding the division, they're rebuilding the company, give them some time to get the tag belts back established." Even last year when Naomi and Sasha left, right? Y'all, we cannot provide excuses for this company anymore. They were right. And they've been right. They've had these tag belts around for 5 years now? Can you name a single relevant feud those belts have had? Because I can't. I can tell you some of the championship teams and some of the title changes, but...
Wait, I can think of one, and only one.
Go ahead.
And that would be Banks and Naomi versus Vince and Triple H.
Ooper.
There you go. But that's the thing. These tag belts were created allegedly because everybody in the women's division wanted them, right? And it would give the women more opportunities. Granted, this is, I believe, the most women's matches we've had on a WrestleMania card ever. I could be wrong about that, but I think because we have 4 this year. But do we feel like this is giving anybody any new opportunities they wouldn't have had? No. Even if it was in the Fatal 4-Way, right? Even if Becky and Lita dropped the belts that Friday on SmackDown to Ronda and Shayna, right? I would be happier about that than this match existing with the belts with not even involved. And I'm happy that Lita's kind of getting her flowers here with a title reign this late into her career. She does deserve it. And Trish even thought she retired a couple years back, but I guess not. It's just, this feels so wasteful of these belts.
Yeah, well, here's all I can say, okay? I did this for a reason. Here are my thoughts. It's going to look underwhelming. It is going to feel underwhelming. And no matter the result is going to be underwhelming. And that's really all there is to say. Becky can talk. Bayley can talk. The other 4 can try. Becky can wrestle. Bayley can wrestle. The other 4 will try in this match. But I have a feeling it's going to be an over-glamified one-on-one. And it's going to make a mockery, again, of these tag belts that should have been on the line at Mania. Why aren't they?
Because WWE doesn't care about them. They are figurehead belts, and they have been paper belts since when the Iconics held them, right? Mm-hmm. And no shade against the Iconics, because that 2-month period when the belts first came to be and then they won them at WrestleMania was great, right? Mm-hmm. Ever since that reign started, they have done nothing with those belts.
Yep.
And literally, they've been defended at Mania historically, once a year, but they're not even getting defended at Mania this year. If anything, it's gotten worse. Yeah. So I don't even know. And you want a perfect example about how wasteful these belts are right now? Go back a couple slides and look at the women's tag match, the Fatal 4-Way. How many of those teams existed before this match got announced? One team on that in this entire division. There's no division. There is no division.
I mean, there's no tag team division for the women because they're, like you said, these belts don't mean anything. Why would people start making tag teams when the division, there's no division? The belts don't mean nothing. They don't get the respect they do. How is it every other championship is being defended at WrestleMania except the women's tag team champion? Like, that is the only one. So why do we have these belts? Why do we even have this thing if we're not going to allow them to be defended? I love hearing at the top of your very statement that Naomi and Sasha were right, because they were right, and people need to stop acting like they weren't right. They were right. And this is proving how right they are. And WWE owes them both an apology. And you know, it is what it is. They probably will never get that, but they is very well, very, very well deserved. This match, I'm just like, don't really care. And I hate that because I like to support all the women's matches because I feel like the WWE Universe sometimes don't. So I want to support all the women's matches, but this one, it's not exciting. It's like, great, Lita and Trisha come back and they're going to fight again. Sure. We see Becky and Bayley do their thing week after week, which is great. They're very talented. You know, they deserve to be at WrestleMania on the card, period. Io and Dakota, sure, great. Up and coming, need to be on the card, should be on the card. But this match, for no belts, it's
strange, isn't it? I love Becky, I love Lita, I love Trish. We love Becky, we love Io, we love Dakota. Why don't I care about this match? How did you mess this up?
How?
There was nothing to mess up, though. That's what we're forgetting, okay? You cannot have a match, right, like this, with a feud between Becky and Damage Control that has been going on since, Survivor Series-ish times, if not before that. You cannot have that feud plus two legends, right? Because the thing is, we don't care about the outcome of the match, right? There's no stakes here. There's no belt on the line. There's no pride on the line because we all pretty much know who's going to win. Damage Control will probably win this match. If they don't, they are done, like, immediately after Mania, almost guaranteed. And what else would this match accomplish? I mean, I love Trish Lita. I love them both. I love Becky too. And I love all 6 women involved in this match. I really do. But there's no reason for us to care about it because there's no stakes. Even matches like Brock Lesnar and Omos, right? Which Omos, not great in the ring. Brock Lesnar, overbooked to nothing, right? At least there's something on the line here. There's this like sense of pride. There's a build that makes it compelling and something you want to at least see who wins, right? Does it really matter who wins this match that much to anybody?
Nope. No, because why? Why do we care? There's, like you said, there's no build up. There's nothing to be excited about. If Bayley and Io and Dakota win, good for them. They win just to say that they won. If Trish and Lita and Becky wins, they win just to say they won. The feud will continue even no matter who wins and who loses. I feel like this feud will still continue, which is still going on way too long in my opinion. But
Most
whatever.
certainly.
Well,
and so who do you have?
I don't know. I don't care.
Yeah. How about this, guys? Heads or tails?
Right.
Okay. Now,
Heads, tails.
My actual prediction: Damage Control. Only because the rumor going around is that Trish is going to be working a match with Becky at SummerSlam. So,
well, the coin does not lie, and it says, and you can't see it because of the glare, but it agrees with you, Brook, about Damage Control. So that's where my heart is now as well.
Damage Control it is. I'll go with that. That's because honestly I don't.
But that's the thing. None of us care. And
nobody.
It pains me that we are at this point with the women's tag titles. These belts have been around since 2019.
It pains me that this has to be when it's these 6 women, when they are great athletes, and we should care about this match, but we don't. And that's the problem. Not with these women, but with the booking.
Of course. That's the mistake. How can you take 6 talents as good as this and book them so badly that it creates this underwhelming of a match?
Oh, and this isn't even the only time we're going to be talking about that with the women's division, because we have 2 more title matches to talk about in a minute that have had the same problem.
Yep.
So...
But we'll talk about it. Let's move on. The next match is Seth freaking Rollins, and Logan Paul. I'm going to say this. If Seth Rollins does not win this match, I am rioting, because I am over Logan Paul coming in every pay-per-view and deciding he's going to wrestle and then win the match and then leave again. Like, what is the point when Seth Rollins has been giving us great TV week after week after freaking week? You are going to hear 70,000 people at SoFi Stadium singing this man's song the entire time he walks down. And if we don't sing this song on his way out, I am rioting. I do not care. Logan Paul cannot win this match, to me. Now, he probably would even. I can't even. The thought just. The thought alone irks my entire soul. Seth freaking Rollins has put in the work. I feel like Seth freaking Rollins needs to win this match. I'm sick of Logan Paul, but that's just me. That's just me.
Well, similarly to how you are not quite yet sick of Ronda Rousey, I am not quite yet sick of Logan Paul. Mainly because, he's only been on 4 pay-per-views to this point in his career, and he's 2-2 right now. So I'm not that mad at it. Especially considering the 2 wins were in a tag match with The Miz and then beating The Miz. The 2 losses coming to Roman Reigns in the Royal Rumble. Like, he's not been overexposed yet and winning in situations that don't at least kind of make sense, right? This is really the test to see how much they care about Logan Paul. If Seth wins, which I think is the right call, so that's what I'm going to be picking, then they are willing to keep Logan Paul around for name exposure, for brand exposure, and for, quality and ring work. If Logan Paul wins this match, WWE is completely lost, I feel like, in terms of how they want to book part-timers. So I hope Seth wins. I really do. I'm not optimistic because, I'm a glass half empty kind of wrestling fan, but I'll be picking Seth as well.
Yeah, see, guys, to me, this is a win-win. If Logan Paul wins, Seth Rollins has already said a few nights ago, then that means that something needs to change. And so we could see something new from the Visionary. I love the Visionary, but he could bring something new, and that sounds great. If Seth Rollins wins, the man who's been working his ass off for this company gets his flowers over a piece of garbage. I'm happy. So either way, this match is actually thrilling to me. I'm going to get to see some good wrestling, and no matter what, Seth Rollins is going to do something cool, and then I won't have to see Logan Paul on television again for a while. So honestly, this is actually one of the matches that I look forward to most on the card. But of course, I do also want to see Seth Rollins win.
Go ahead.
And the six woman tag that we just talked about, both of those are on night 1 and have been confirmed for night 1. So I don't know. It just feels like kind of one of the situations where WWE just wanted Logan Paul on the card, and he knew, and then didn't have anything to do with Seth Rollins yet. So they just kind of shoved them together.
I mean, see, if something happens where Logan Paul does win this match, which I don't want, I want Seth Rollins to win. But we get, like you said, we get something new from the Visionary. I can see Seth, even though I think, like I said, the last time we talked about Seth Rollins, I think Seth Rollins has hit that place in his career that no matter if he's a heel or a babyface, he's going to be, the WWE universe is going to love him regardless of what he does. I can't see him doing anything that's going to make the fans turn on him. So if he decides to do something else with the visionary concept, and he decides he saw another vision and he's going to change things up, that's not a bad thing. I don't think that'll be a bad thing at all. I think that'll be a good thing. I just don't. I feel like we can get him doing the change up even when he wins. Let's do that, because I don't. I'm just there with Logan Paul. I don't want. I feel like I agree with a lot of the comments that have been coming out with some wrestlers who were like, they don't want jobbers coming in wrestling every 2-3 months or whatever while they're working every single day all the time. And this guy comes in when he decides he feels like it, and then does the big matches and have the big crowds, and while they work in little crowds at live events and little, all around the world, he comes in and gets SoFi Stadium.
Well,
and
perhaps
then he leaves again.
well, perhaps importantly, Logan Paul's contract is up after WrestleMania, so that could affect how this turns out. I didn't think about it until you just said that, Lana. But if this is his last date, which it very well could be based on the fact this contract's up, it's been a good year. I mean, honestly, we can't complain too much. If this is the last time we see him ever, even, I'm happy he didn't get too overexposed in that time period. He got to put on, I would argue, 5 really entertaining matches. Didn't win any belts, didn't really put anybody any lower down the card than they were to begin with, didn't go over anybody he shouldn't have. So if this is the end for Logan Paul, great. If not, I'm fine with it too. I'm at least getting good in-ring work from these part-time dates. And WWE will always have part-timers. They always have, and they always will. So I can't be too mad at somebody who's coming in and not winning too much as a part-timer. So at least comparatively to how it used to be with somebody like Brock, with somebody currently like Roman, which argue with the wall, Roman Reigns is a part-timer. But at this point in his career, he has the right. Everyone has the right. If the company's letting you do it, you do whatever you want. But Seth better win. That's all I have to say.
I would love for Seth to
All
win.
right, 3 Seth better wins yet again, guys.
We are
this
agreeing
is a little
lot
scary, guys. This is
Hold
a little
on,
scary.
I'm really starting to say a timeout to this agreement zone. I don't really like it. I think I like it better when we...
for us to for someone in this freaking Zoom call. Friends, I can't wait.
I need us to disagree strongly on some people now. So let's hope one of these next ones are that. So coming up is, I feel like this one might be the one. Okay, so Drew McIntyre, Gunther, and Sheamus for the Intercontinental Champion triple threat match. I'm excited about this match.
Now this is going to be the best match on either night. This is 3 of, if not the absolute 3 most hard-hitting people on the roster. This is literally just Clash at the Castle plus Drew McIntyre. How can you not be excited for this?
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, it's going to happen because Gunther's winning this match.
Oh, you said Gunther's winning?
Oh, for sure. I'm certain.
Yeah, there's only really 4 words. There is a streak.
Yep.
And I think they're going to have Gunther be the man to take it. Although I will shout out, ever since I was a child, I have watched Sheamus wrestle, and I have enjoyed Sheamus when he was champion the few times he's been. All of his matches have been excellent, almost since the beginning. And so I'd really like to see him have a chance at the IC title. But Gunther is probably going to be the man to break the record and hold the longest IC title reign. So...
also, this is going to be on night 2, hopefully opening on night 2, because I would love this match to open. You're right, Wes. I don't think it's... I mean, he's 3rd longest reign in the history of the belt now. He would have to hold it until SummerSlam, I believe, is the pay-per-view after the reign would end. So, I mean, not too much further. He'd have to hold it for a year, which the other 2 reigns are both over a year. Longest reigning IC champion, I believe, is currently the Honky Tonk Man, if that tells you how long this record's been around. I'm just going to double check real quick on Wikipedia, just make sure. Yeah, so Honky Tonk Man had a 454-day reign. Gunther, as of today, as of recording, is at 290. So not too much longer to go. We have not had a IC title reign longer than a year since 1987 was when the first one happened. Last one happened. So I just don't see a world where Gunther loses this match. And if he does, he will lose it to Sheamus, and I will be happy either way. So this match is going to kick no matter what. So I'm super excited.
I was hoping this would be the one that we all disagreed on, but it is not. Because I do believe Gunther is going to win this match, only because I feel like Sheamus and Drew McIntyre are like, as much as they say they fight and I think they're close, and I don't think they will just let them. I don't know. I don't want a belt to come between their little friendship, fight ship, whatever you want to call it.
Friend fight ship. That definitely is the word, Lana, because also if Gunther retains because of Sheamus and Drew McIntyre's involvement in each other's victories, we could also end up seeing some type of Gunther angle that goes in a different direction, and we might actually watch some Drew Sheamus feud.
I mean,
I would be very okay with.
I would like to remind you all, Money in the Bank is coming up, and Money in the Bank is going to be in the UK. So I'm just saying.
I'm not opposed to a Drew Sheamus feud in the future. I feel like Gunther is just at this point in his career, at this point in right now, I think he's doing the IC title really well, and I like how his style. I like his style of wrestling. I'm even interested in like the imperialism thing that they got going on. I'm not mad at it. Like usually that kind of, group would annoy me and be like, ugh, I'm sick of them. They don't annoy me. I kind of like them. I think they're a good fold to like other groups that other tag teams or other whatever. I like them, and I like Gunther as the leader of that group. I think the streak is on the line. I don't see them breaking it. I think he should break the record. 400 and whatever. How many days you said? 400.
It's 435 day long reign, currently belonging to the Honky Tonk Man. Which, yeah. If you were, I believe out of the three people on this phone call, only one of us could have potentially been alive when the Honky Tonk Man was Intercontinental Champion. So,
I remember very well when the Honky Tonk Man was the Intercontinental Champion. I was like, he shake, he rattle, he roll. Period. Come on now, okay, but yeah,
but there is.
Yeah, I do think Gunther is just. I think it's time to break that record, and I think Gunther would be a really great person to do that. So, unfortunately, we agree again. Gunther probably will and should win this match.
Maybe we're all just on the same wavelength tonight. Maybe that's what it is.
This is scary. I don't like it. I want us to. Okay.
Right. We still got like 5 matches left to go. So
we'll all agree until we don't.
Yeah. This next, because we're in the championship stages, because as you see, that's the order I did everything once we get championship. But the next one is the tag team champions, the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. I'm annoyed that this match is even happening, but I'm excited that this match is happening. I'm just saying.
I'm not annoyed at it, mainly because it will give me the great satisfaction I can possibly have as an indie wrestling fan, which is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn holding a tag championship together in WWE. Now, I'm aware that a lot of the people on this podcast, namely all three of us, are Sami Zayn Wrestlemania truthers, that we thought he was going to be fighting for the Universal title on night 1 or night 2 even. And that just didn't end up panning out the way we hoped. But this is still going to be great no matter what. And I'm so excited because all 4 of these wrestlers are fantastic people in the ring. So
it's strange, right? A couple pay-per-views ago, if you would have told me this was the result, I would be seething with envy. And I was for a good while. I won't lie to you. Definitely was a Sammy truther. But also, I wasn't really quite satisfied with any of the suggestions that we had with Sami Zayn being in the title match. Sammy Cody didn't look great. Sammy Roman was fine, but then that got in the way of Cody Roman. And so all of those night 1, night 2, maybe it'll be both nights, double belt. None of that felt exactly perfect to me. And past the part of Jay's regression, which I still can't quite get over, I can't be mad at this match. In fact, I'm actually excited for it, and I'm surprised. Triple H, I'm proud. You did something, and I didn't expect it to work, and it's worked well. And that's what I have to say. I have to fight my words.
So will you retract your statement that you had an elimination chamber after the match at elimination chamber where you said, and I quote, Triple H did not have the balls?
No, he still had the lack of balls, but he had the intellect. So
fair enough.
Like I said, I'm annoyed at this, but I'm excited about this match. Because yes, I wanted Sami Zayn to be somewhere in this card for the championship, but things don't pan out the way we want it all the time. And look, if I get to see the Usos on my TV screen at any moment, any point in time, I'm very happy to see that. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, the fact that they get to go for this belt in the place where they started together, and from the independents to the WWE roster, they went through all this. They fought against each other, they fought with each other, all for it to come full circle where they're back in LA to fight for the WWE Tag Team Championships. I'm not mad at it. I actually am more excited than I am annoyed, which is interesting. And I think we are going to have the titles change hands on this night. I think Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will win this match, and will make a bigger issue within the bloodline, because I feel like the bloodline storyline is going to implode or come to an end or something. So I feel like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens will win this match.
Very well. I mean, the way I see it is this: every great novel has to have a good ending.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this is the respected good ending. I don't see any two people more qualified as a tag team to take the belts off of the Usos. And with the bloodline going down, I see no one better than Sami and Kevin to rise in their place.
So, interesting stat that I saw earlier today. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are now one of two pairs of people to have fought in a one-on-one match at WrestleMania and to also compete as a tag team at WrestleMania. I just think that's really interesting. The other one's the Hardy Boys, in case anyone's curious. Which it's funny that Seth and Roman never have fought in a one-on-one at WrestleMania. Ideas for next year, WWE. But again, we will continue agreeing tonight. I don't see a world where Sami and Kevin cannot win this match. The only thing that maybe has like a little ping in my head is that the Usos are approaching 2 years with the SmackDown tag belts. And that could look nice on like a stat board. But honestly, they don't need it. They've already had the longest tag reign ever. Sami and Kevin, probably. That's not even probably. That's my pick. Quick question, because we're not going to get the chance to bring them up because for some reason they're not on this card. Oh, wait a minute. No, Kofi's out with an injury. But after this reign, do we think that the Usos could be considered a better tag team than the New Day? It's up for debate, at least. But I'm just, it's been a great reign.
Definitely up for debate. I really feel like the Usos and the New Day's career has been so intertwined. You remember how the Hardy Boys and Edge and Christian's careers were so defined together? I feel like that's how the Usos and the New Day careers would be defined. That they went through so much together and back and forth with each other. I think the Usos will have the advantage over the New Day only because of how long they had the titles. Like their title reigns was longer. They took it from the New Day to continue this, so to break their streak. So I feel like if we're going to, nitpick and debating who's better, I would give the upper hand to the Usos at this point. But
it's really hard to say, right? Because of course someone who made the New Day, kind of the heart and the soul of the New Day, has not been able to wrestle. So
True.
it's very hard to say, because I loved Kofi as a singles competitor.
Mm-hmm.
I liked Xavier as a singles competitor, but really the man, Big E Langston, I mean, he was the heart and soul of the New Day. So right now, of course, I would give it to the Usos, but if we were to ever see a giant Big E Langston return and a New Day era that dawned from that, they could easily reclaim those titles in my hearts again.
Sure.
So
I don't know. I mean, granted, the Usos have the longest reigning tag champion now, but the New Day are Triple Crown tag champs. The New Day do have 4 more title reigns overall than the Usos. Not to mention, a member of the New Day has been WWE champion as well during their time in their group. So I mean, it's really tight race. But regardless, both of those teams are incredible. Their careers are like Lana mentioned, forever linked. I don't see a world where inevitably, when both of these teams get inducted into the Hall of Fame, where they do not induct each other. So yeah, but yeah, Sammy and Kevin hopefully will win the tag belts and cap off this almost 2-year reign with the SmackDown belts for the Usos.
Agreed. Unfortunately,
We
all
agreed
yeah.
on tonight.
We've created a monster with this agreement. I don't like it. Let's see. Austin Theory versus John Cena for the United States Championship match. Are we excited?
Low key, I kind of am.
same.
I didn't think I was gonna be when it first was happening. But now it's opening night 1. So this is gonna be
Yes.
sanity to me to watch this matchup open of WrestleMania. I didn't think we were ever gonna see anything like this. Can you imagine, like, a year and a half ago when Austin Theory first came on the main roster, that not only would he be U.S. champ going into WrestleMania, that he'd be opening WrestleMania in a match for the U.S. title against John Cena? Like, man has been moving up in the world. Give the man his props. And he is so easy to hate. It's delightful. Who you guys think?
It's hard, right? To me, with this match, this to me, by the way, goes as the hardest match to call, and it's because I don't know what they're going to do with John Cena, no matter the result. John Cena loses. What is Austin Theory doing? What happens? What is there to prove? John Cena wins. Who is he giving the belt to? Because he is part-time. So this is a really big gamble to me. But either way, I'm very excited to hate Austin Theory going into this match. And as someone who grew up in the 2014, 2011, 2016, 2018 eras of John Cena, I am super excited to see the Cena chants and to see Cena wrestle again. And I have to imagine that this is going to be one hell of an opening for night 1.
Yeah, I agree. As much as I hate Austin Theory, I think he has, in these last few weeks watching him on Raw, and I hate him even more, but I love that I hate him. And it's the craziest part about it. That promo he cut on Monday, where it was just him in the empty stadium. I hate him so much, but that was such a great promo to cut. And his reason for cutting that promo was like, I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I don't need the WWE universe to cheer for me. I don't thrive off of that like you do, John Cena. I simply am good because I am good, and I'm going to win because I say I am. And I'm like, that is such a great promo to cut, but I cannot stand your cocky face. Like, I cannot, and I love that I can't, because it's like, we need those people in the WWE that everybody can't be loved. We can't love everybody. We can't just root for everybody. And he's so good at what he does, and it's so frustrating and annoying and great and exciting. This match is going to be interesting. I don't see John Cena winning this, because why? Why is John Cena going to win a belt at this point? Now, if he's just going to win this belt just to add on to his stats and say he won another United States champion, and then we get his United States champion, that his old belt back, and the spinning belt, whatever. Okay, sure, but that's not going to last long because he's going to have to drop it eventually because he got to go back to work. This ain't his job no more. This is just a hobby for him now. He got to go back to work. And so I don't see John Cena winning, but I can see this being the another big push for Austin Theory. Not that he really needs a huge push, but like everybody used to say John Cena buries people. Like he always comes back to win these big matches because they call him Big Match John, and he buries superstars in his wake. I don't think that's happening this time. I don't see a reason. It's not like this is the Universal Championship. It's not like John Cena is going to be around for a long time to do a reign. So I feel like Austin Theory is going to win this match, but it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a good match. I'm excited to see it.
Well, Lana, I believe you have finally gotten your wish because we do indeed disagree. John Cena will be winning this matchup. And then I believe on Monday Night Raw, we will be having one of my favorite things on the planet, which is the John Cena U.S. title open challenge.
And then Austin Theory's just gonna come back out and win it again.
Oh no, not Austin Theory. Maybe a certain Switchblade Jay White will be making an appearance to take the belt off John Cena. Maybe an NXT call up like, I don't know, Braun Breaker. A variety of people could win the belt, but if you're trying to transition Austin Theory into the main event, which is what I feel like they're grooming him for, right? To push him into that next level, losing the U.S. title to John Cena, I mean, come on, there are worse ways to lose a belt. And I think that, you need to get the U.S. belt off Theory. You need to maybe boost up a new wrestler coming into the company. I don't see a better way to do that other than Cena winning U.S. Open Challenge on Raw, drop the belt to this new person, whether it be Jay White, whether it be Braun Breaker, whether it be somebody else coming up from NXT. There's a lot worse options to me. And
Brook, I'm actually right there with you in my thought process, which is just by looking at the stats, and I don't just mean padding Big John's stats. I mean, name me a better person for Austin Theory. He wins against John Cena and retains at WrestleMania. Who can he lose to?
That.
Who can he lose to after that? Answer: almost nobody. Now, John Cena wins. How does that make Austin Theory look bad? That makes him look great. And it allows him to transition that belt off. Now he can do other things. And John can go right into that either an open challenge, a new feud with a returning person. My thought is maybe Randy Orton will be back. He's been injured for a while, but maybe he could come back soon. Something like that. Who knows? But my point is, I do agree with Brook. I think John Cena will win this match just because I don't see a way that Austin Theory can lose after he beats John Cena at WrestleMania, but we'll see.
Yeah, and also, who would he move on to? That's the thing. It kind of feels like everybody else that's in the U.S. title division, right? You have like Bobby Lashley, Seth Rollins right now. They're both doing other things, not to mention Theory has beaten them both. You could make an argument that maybe after Mania we'll have Chad Gable in that division, which, cool, that'd be great. But I just don't see a world where if Theory wins this match, he drops that belt anytime.
You all, this is annoying because I feel like you just swayed me. And I hate that I feel like I've been swayed because it all makes sense. And because I see it, and even though it makes sense. It definitely makes. I hate this that I feel like I've been swayed. I've been swayed. Yeah, because it makes sense because Austin Theory has nowhere to go if he beats John Cena. Who is he going to pass it off to? And it's like,
yeah, he beats John and then loses to Braun Breaker.
Right?
Like
it's crazy, and I feel like okay. So now hearing you all talk about that makes sense. John Cena wins, does the John Cena Open Challenge. Somebody comes up, who knows, NXT person or whatever. Austin Theory probably interferes to make sure John Cena loses that match, and that could. It is what it is.
Go to SummerSlam, and Theory could beat Cena at SummerSlam. I mean, again, There's a lot of room to play around here.
Especially because I would rather them fight with nothing at stake, because then it's like if he beats John Cena, that makes sense, because John Cena's not sticking around for a title reign. He's just not. So
I mean,
I can see it.
Well, not even to mention, after Backlash next month, right after that, they're having a Saudi Arabia show. And I'm just saying, it's King of the Ring, King and Queen of the Ring, excuse me. They rebranded. But Austin Theory is King of the Ring.
Time for Jinder Mahal to come out of NXT.
Like, I'm just saying, Austin Theory, King of the Ring.
I mean, I don't agree. I don't disagree with that, because it's like Austin Theory will make King Austin. Could we imagine the whole year of King Austin and he would milk it and eat it up, and like we would have to deal with King Austin, and yeah, I wouldn't be that mad at it. So yeah, I've been swayed. So we all agree John Cena's winning this match.
Damn it, Lana.
We all agree. All right. Here we go. Let's move on. Here we go. Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's SmackDown Championship. How are we feeling about this,
guys?
match?
This isn't going to be the match. This will be a match. It's going to probably be a good match. It might even be the end of night one. But guys, this isn't going to be the match we disagree on, because all three of us know that Rhea Ripley is taking this title.
I agree with that.
Okay, look, Charlotte has been champ since December, right? What has she done with that belt? I believe, has she defended it once other than the one match against Sonya Deville? I cannot think. She hasn't defended it on pay-per-view. I can tell you that much.
No.
I'll be completely honest. She has made this championship look like paper.
Oh, yeah. She is not the reason that championship started to look like paper. That honor belongs to Ronda Rousey. Okay. And I love Liv Morgan. Okay. This is a well-established trope at this point. She was the only person that has held the belt in the past calendar year that has done anything with it. And, we're at a point now where Charlotte's barely on TV. I would borderline call her a part-timer right now. Which, imagine saying that a couple years back. That'd be crazy. But, Charlotte's been, I believe she's a 13 or 14-time women's champion at this point in her career. And yet, do any of us care that she has the belt right now? It just feels normal. And I don't want it to feel normal. No one wants it.
Also, Finn Balor's going over Edge. We've already agreed here.
Mm-hmm.
If Finn Balor, the demon, comes out and goes over Edge and Rhea Ripley wins this championship, it sets up Judgment Day to be even more devastating right after. Maybe pick up those members and be a really large force, either in Raw or SmackDown or both after WrestleMania.
I want them to move to SmackDown. I feel like at this point with Judgment Day, they've done pretty much all they can do on Raw. They've been on Raw since they became a thing last year, feuded with a couple different people, notably Edge. Please let that feud die. And also, I just looked up her stats because I was curious. If we count the NXT Women's Championship, which could or could not be counted depending on who you ask,
should be counted. Mm-hmm.
She's either a 14 or a 16-time women's champion, right? Meaning that in a theoretical world where we do count the NXT Women's Championship, she's now tied with John and Rick. So, but again, she hasn't done anything with the belt. It's been kind of boring. She's not really done much since she's been back on TV. Also,
and let's be honest, guys, a more evil side to this.
Face.
You know what's an easy way to get the 15th belt? You have to lose the 14th belt.
As my dad always says to me, a 16-time champion just means they lost the belt 15 times. And yeah, it's very true.
I mean, look, if Rhea does not win this match, it's a travesty. It's like, y'all, what are we doing in the writing room? Why are we not writing this in like this? Because, like you said, the Judgment Day should be over at the
Yep.
end of WrestleMania.
And you know what? If this was Vince creative, there would be an argument. We already saw Vince screw Asuka. Maybe they could screw Rhea. But this is not Vince creative, and I've already complimented Hunter Hearst Helmsley once. I'll do it again. I don't think he's going to allow this travesty a second time. It won't happen.
No, I'm not even gonna even say this. I'm gonna say the exact counter of this. If Charlotte Flair wins this match, that means Vince is once again in charge of WWE creative, and we just weren't told about it. Like, no, there's no way.
Yeah, I don't. No, no, just no. Rhea Ripley's winning this, and that's all I gotta say.
Also, as for the reminder, this is on night one, most likely the main event of night one. Just based off of what I've been seeing online and what has been reported by like Fightful and a couple other people. If this does main event night one, what a bummer of a main event. I'm sorry. I love Rhea in the ring. Charlotte's like fine in the ring, I guess. But this has had, honestly, probably a worse build than half of the matches on night one that have been confirmed for night one. Not even to mention other matches that could have main evented the show. Like, I don't know, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos. So, yeah.
Yeah, I hope this isn't the main event for the night. I mean, I can understand why they would do it, but I hope it's not. I really feel like just I think Sammy and Sammy, Kevin, and the Usos will be more entertaining to end the night. I think this could be the match second to last. Be great. That'll be fine. That's a good spot for it. But I think because it's a championship and I don't know. I just don't think this will be the match that they want to end night one with, because it's like,
Couldn't agree more.
you want night one to end with a reason for people to want to come back the next day. This is not going to be that reason. You need to have something a little bit more exciting, something with a build up. And the biggest build up you got right now is the Bloodline and Sami Zayn. That needs to end the night, and that needs to be like, okay, that is the night, and then on night two, Roman ends the night, and that just seems right. That just seems right.
And you know what the tragic part about all of this is? The odds of that match main eventing night one are slim to none. Because we're at the point now where we've had 6 matches confirmed for night one, with the Usos and Zayn Owens not being one of those 6 matches. And if they do add another match to that card, it'll probably be one of the Fatal 4-Way tag matches, because they don't want them to both be on the same night. And, you know, if Zayn Owens and the Usos don't main event, it better open up night 2. If not, and it's just shoved into the middle of the card somewhere, that is an absolute travesty to the performances that all 4 of those men have been putting on this feud.
Agreed.
Because, like we mentioned earlier when we were talking about the 6-woman tag, this has had next to no build. And any build that it has had has been carried by Rhea. And because Charlotte's barely been on TV, so I feel like Rhea, but like, come on, give her more. Give her something.
I feel like the angle they're trying to do is like, Charlotte is like, I'm above this. I'm above Rhea. I don't have to talk about it. I don't have to be. I'm Charlotte Flair. I know how good I am. She's the one challenging me, so I don't have to say anything, which is like, sure, but this is WrestleMania. It has to be some kind of build up. It has to be some. Yeah. I don't know what they're gonna do Friday night, because we're recording this on Wednesday. I don't know if they're gonna have a face off on Friday, but something needs to happen for these two to make people excited about watching this match, and it's not done it yet.
Yeah, no, they're not going to do it either, I don't think, because honestly, you can put these 2 women in a ring with 2 microphones, and in one day, you can't make me care.
So, I would like to mention, since Lana brought up Friday, I know I almost guarantee you did not put it in this slideshow, but I do feel like it is something worthy to talk about. Also, real quick before we move on to this, all of us are picking Rhea. Yes?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, great. Historically, this match has been at WrestleMania, but they're putting it on WrestleMania SmackDown. Dumbest thing ever. They do have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on Friday.
I saw that.
I'm assuming we all can at least get a general idea of who's in it. The winner does not matter, but does anyone have a pick for who they think is going to win the armbar?
Yes, someone employed by WWE.
Great shout, my guy.
I think Bobby Lashley's winning.
I am going to go out on a limb here and say that Xavier Woods is going to win the armbar. Mainly because I feel like it's going to come down to Xavier and LA Knight, and I want more New Day getting one over on LA Knight before WrestleMania when something will inevitably happen. So Xavier Woods, that is my pick. Also, let Xavier Woods have another solo moment. He won King of the Ring, and they did nothing with it. So give the man something.
Okay. I didn't even know Xavier was in this thing, but okay. All right. Well, sure. Oh, what's the guy's name? He just came back. Oh man.
Bronson Reed?
No. Oh. He be with Elias and
Rick Boogs?
Yeah, maybe him. Why not?
The armbar is filled with people that we love, and then a bunch of tag teams that weren't in the Fatal Attack. So, because Wes, your favorite man on the planet, Dolph Ziggler's in that match. So I know that's
well, I can only guarantee you, and this is a certainty. I don't make many guarantees. I guaranteed that Asuka would win her match. Give you a hint, you might see the same result later on. But more importantly, I can also make another guarantee, and that is Dolph Ziggler will win nothing, even though I love him.
I feel that.
All right.
Also, one more thing I didn't mention it earlier. I meant to though. But Seth Rollins versus Mustafa Ali on Monday, right? Y'all saw that.
I love that match. I just had a great time watching that match.
Inverted stomp out of the tree of woe. Oh my lord! I love you, Ali. You make everything look like $1 million.
Yes, Ali's amazing. I feel like he gonna make every move look.
Honestly, Ali's working on his Dolph Ziggler repertoire, losing all the time and making everything look good. Okay, he's really getting somewhere.
But please let this gimmick turn into like what the New Day originally were when they were heels, which is like, we are overly positive, but I'm an asshole, right? Like that's what I want this gimmick to turn into that he's working on. So, but he's been great. He's so entertaining. I love him.
I do too. All right, let's move on from the SmackDown Women's Championship to the Raw Women's Championship. I don't think we're going to disagree here. I think we all know.
How good does Asuka look with red?
She would look better with blue.
Yeah, she might look better with blue, but I think she'll look good with red too.
Well, I should mention this is also confirmed to be on night 1. So this is the last match confirmed on night 1. Anything else is yet to be confirmed. Actually, I think the only match left after this is Roman and has been confirmed for night 2. You say you don't think we're gonna disagree on this?
Yeah, I think we all agree on this one.
Do we?
If we're not saying Asuka's winning this match, I don't even understand what you're talking about.
So here's my thing: this match has had no build, right? None, literally zero, right? To the point where on Raw this past Monday, they didn't even have a face-off. They did little vignettes, right? Bianca has been missing from television pretty much. Asuka's been on TV occasionally, right? This is just another example of this company not giving a damn about the women's storylines going into Mania this year. And it's bumming me out. I would love for Asuka to win this belt, but I also do not feel like this is the way to end Bianca's title reign anymore. Bianca deserves better than this. So does Asuka. They both deserve better than this. And it's been kind of disappointing to me that, we have 4 women's matches at WrestleMania this year, and none of them have had that good of a build. And it's not on the women. It's on the fact that they've been getting no TV time.
Well, Becky and Damage Control have had a lot of TV time, and I still don't care. But past that, I'm with you.
Well, that's because they haven't been given mistakes. Like we addressed that. The build was bad because there's nothing on the line for it. It feels like filler because it is kind of filler. When you have people like Asuka, like Rhea, like Bianca, Charlotte, I mean everyone other than one person in that women's fatal 4-way that are that good in the ring that they deserve some reason to be fighting other than, oh, we're putting you in a match at Mania for the title or in a match at Mania to showcase what you can do, right? It just bums me out that we are seeing this over and over and over again across this card. When you look at the men's matches, and pretty much all of them, but maybe with one exception, have been booked extremely well on the build-up.
I know you're not talking about Lesnar versus Omos.
I'm not talking. No, I couldn't be talking. No, I'm talking about the men's fatal 4-way tag. Like, other than that, like that's the only match that hasn't really been built, and that's because they announced everybody, and everybody else is doing their own thing in that match. But yeah, I think Asuka's gonna win, but I'm not happy about it anymore. I was happy about it at Elimination Chamber. I'm not anymore, because Bianca deserves a better feud to enter Reign. That's what I'm mad about.
I mean, you say that Bianca deserves better, but no one is better than Asuka. So,
I mean, she is the EST, and you can't spell WrestleMania without the EST. So,
you also can't spell best without EST, and she is truly the best. So,
exactly, is the gruffest, the toughest, the strongest, the fastest, the quickest, all of that. But I mean, the build up. Set aside the build up. Yeah, that they could have done better with the build up. But I also feel like, as much as I love Bianca, because I do, I adore her. I feel like she had a great reign in this year. To go from WrestleMania to WrestleMania and hold the title is amazing and great. If she is going to lose to anybody, losing to the woman who should have been champion her first time going to WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble, I feel like that's pretty fair for me, and I'm okay with Bianca losing. If it was anybody else, I'd be like, no, Bianca, 100% Bianca. But I feel like Asuka deserves to have her WrestleMania moment that they robbed her of when she won the Royal Rumble those years ago. So her winning and beating Bianca at this WrestleMania, I feel like it should be. I feel like it's fair. I feel like it's right. I feel like I would be okay with it. I'm at peace with that. But I also feel like maybe since they did not build this up, after they can maybe have a few going after this. Like maybe Bianca turns heel, like Asuka turned heel after her loss at WrestleMania.
She tried.
She tried. Maybe we have a Bianca turn, which I probably wouldn't be that mad at either, because we're used to seeing happy, smiley, Bianca. I would love to see Bianca with an attitude and mad and giving us all kind of heel vibes. I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't, if it don't, it don't.
I mean, we don't know a lot of things are going to happen, but I know this is going to happen, and that Asuka is going to win this match. I do declare for the second time. Because it's something very simple, and Triple H agrees with me, which is Asuka just wins.
Now that I'm thinking about it a little bit more, I'm not changing my pick. I want to be clear. I still think Asuka's winning. I'm getting more and more angry that this match exists. Consistently more and more angry. Because 2 years ago, right, WrestleMania 37, you had a couple matches for women's championships on that card, right? One of those matches was Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks. The other match on that card for women's title was Rhea Ripley versus Asuka, right? And I would like to remind people that I feel like people may forget, this is the WrestleMania that Charlotte missed out on, so that way they could release Andrade, right? Allegedly. We are getting to a point now where WWE is continuously building up the same 6 women, right? And ignoring every other woman on their roster. And there was a time period where they did that with the men too. And quite frankly, I would argue it's happening again. And I understand, you have levels of talent. You cannot have a main event without having a mid card and, a lower card people. But I'm just so over the same old in this company. I want Asuka to have this belt and have it 5 ever. Like, I'm fine with that. But I need new stuff because I'm getting sick of the repetitiveness of these same, 6 people being involved in every title match across the board. Like, I need something new, please. And to be clear, I'm talking about Bianca, Asuka, Charlotte, Rhea, Becky, and Bayley. And to a lesser, Ronda too. But like, Ronda's whatever. She's gonna win. She's gonna have belts because she is Ronda Rousey. I don't like her, but it's true.
I mean, I get it. I understand it. But I feel like other people step up and prove these people wrong. If you want these top 6 to not main event WrestleMania every year, then beat them. And it's like, yeah, sure. I mean, and not just beat them in the ring, like fighting, personality. Who is bigger than these 6 people? Like, who can you see stepping up and showing that they are, that they are deserving of a spot in the WrestleMania main event? Like, who is showing that right now besides?
And I'll be honest, I can only think of one, but she's not available right now, maybe later. And that is Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about. About to say, she is the only one right now that I see on any roster who has that potentially able to step up and be that main event. I don't see that in everybody. Liv, maybe, sure. I think Liv Morgan is in that conversation.
Yeah. But we're not seeing Shotzi here, right?
Right.
Well, that's the thing. But then you have to look at the flip side of that coin: is when are they getting the opportunity to prove themselves? Because look at
every Monday and Friday night.
Where are they getting?
It don't have to be on TV though. That's the thing. We don't have to see them. They have to prove it to the company. They don't have to prove it to the fans. And those live events and main events is when they are supposed to be doing that. That's your job, is to prove yourself capable of actually holding down the main event on these live events. You have to work your butt off.
This is nothing against Shotzi and all the other workers. I think this is more of an accolade to those 6 women, right? That they are
I
that
would argue it
star
in the
powered.
Opposite direction, though, where you have people like, let's talk about Nikki Cross, right? Who, after Elimination Chamber, we lauded her for that amazing performance she had in that Elimination Chamber, right? Where's she been? Where has she been? What has she done? Where's Alexa Bliss? She's been off TV since the Royal Rumble. Where's, we found out she
has Alexa Bliss. Alexa has to be.
But I mean, look at Shotzi. Shotzi had a women's title match last year against Ronda Rousey, right? That match was bad, but that wasn't her fault, right? Ronda's the person who ruined that match, not Shotzi. Okay, we all watched the match. Okay, we're getting to a point now where, sure, maybe they're getting the occasional TV time and maybe they're on live events. But even then, you have 8 women on this card in that 4-way tag. There are people like Candice LeRae, like Mia Yim, like Dana Brooke, like Aaliyah, who are not even. Aaliyah wasn't even in one of the qualifying matches. Aaliyah's been gone since since her and Raquel dropped the tag belts last year?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I can respect what you're saying, Brooke, but I also think, as a great example, on a WrestleMania card, we have an 8-woman match so if you're looking for that time for them to prove themselves and their main event talent, this is going to be the perfect opportunity. So maybe we'll see something in the next year, but I can definitely understand the fact that maybe you're getting a little tired of seeing all of these 6 women in every main event, but that doesn't matter to me at this very moment, because the woman who I want to see win every main event is on our title screen right now. So,
and she's going to win.
And she's going to win.
She's going to win.
She's going to win, but dear God, get her a new feud. Please get her a new feud. I want Bianca. Here's what I want, okay? We're looking at this, and we're excited because there are 4 women's matches on this card, right? 4 out of 13 is not enough, okay? We do not have women's feuds most of the time outside of title programs. I want Bianca to just have a feud with somebody, to have a feud like the men do, right? I want a feud like Seth Rollins and Logan Paul for the women, right? Where they're just fighting because they hate each other. There doesn't need to be a belt on the line all the time every time we have a women's feud. And that's what we're getting all the time. I wouldn't be mad about these same people fighting for the titles over and over again if the other people were in actual programs, but they're just not. Say what you will about the 24/7 title, but at least that got Dana Brooke and Tamina on TV.
I agree.
Like,
I mean, yeah, I would love to see more women's matches to be just matches. I would love to see more feuds to be just feuds, and I would love. I mean, but
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure.
I mean, also, this is still WWE. This is still they're still fighting for their place in this company. As much as they have, we love to say, well, you have 4 matches and 8 women in one match, and at WrestleMania. If we got to be honest, if we had more matches, let's say we put 2 more women's matches on this card, folks be like, all right, that's a lot, that's enough. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Because
but also,
the
what
division
two matches can you put on right now?
that's what I'm about to
Like,
say. The
wouldn't
division
yeah.
isn't strong. Like, we don't have those people who is going to, I feel like, is going to make a WrestleMania card even more interesting. If you're going to give us more women's matches, at least give us more women's matches that's going to elevate the card, not just be fillers on the card.
Again, but that then goes back to the other point of why do we care about Bianca Belair, right? What made us care about Bianca Belair, right? It was because she was given the opportunity to succeed. She succeeded and she proved herself in the ring, right? It's the same reason I care about Liv Morgan, because I'm attached to her character work and her in-ring work, right? When there are women on the roster who get the opportunity to showcase themselves in any capacity, that's when we care about them. We don't care about them if they're just on the roster.
Yeah, but we could also talk about, like next WrestleMania, the future, but we also do need to move on in our card here. I think that we've maybe talked this point to death. So let's try to move on, even though it can be frustrating, and I'm definitely not trying to diminish that frustration, because let's be honest, women's wrestlers aren't given enough time on the card, but that's not going to change this card.
I mean, that's fair. I just want it to be known that the women, you all were all around during hashtag Give Divas a Chance, right? We can move on after this unless anybody else has anything else to say. We were all around during that time period, and the reason that started was because they had a women's match on Raw, singular, no other segments, no other anything, and it was a minute long, right? And sure, we're getting to a point now where at least they're getting consistent matches at pay-per-views, and we have the Women's Royal Rumble, we have Women's Money in the Bank, and we have other women's events throughout the year, but they did Evolution one time. They do not give these women anything to succeed, and it bothers me that we have consistently seen over the years that they only care about having certain women's events just to say, oh, we have the women's tag team titles. Oh, we have insert women's thing here. Like, just give them the opportunity, because we could have a women's tag division. The roster is that deep. It's just they're not doing anything with them, and that's what bums me out. Is it's about something Wes said, Elimination Chamber. They could have, right? They could be doing this, and they're not, and that's what makes me frustrated.
Fair enough. All right, let's move on to the last match of the night, of night 2. It will be Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. This match, I think, has gotten the most hype of all matches, more build up than all matches. Even though Roman Reigns has not been there part time and coming in when he feels, going out when he feels, but when he comes in, I feel like he cuts some very good promos when he comes in, and it's always a presence when Roman Reigns is in the building. But Cody Rhodes has also been there cutting promos, fighting in matches. As far as up until like Monday, he wrestled, to going into WrestleMania this weekend. So, thoughts,
So,
you guys?
if you don't mind, I'll open it up with something interesting that I read online, and it opened up my mind a lot to this match. How is this not, and it's not a bad thing, but it almost kind of gives the same iteration of like Rock versus John Cena, right? Extremely charismatic, over man with the company, who has everything. That's Roman, great charismatic, great promos. And then we've got the dude, and I'm talking about like old John Cena. I'm not talking about after he's a part-timer, but back when his gig was I'm here, I work, right? And that's what Cody Rhodes is doing, and he's doing a very compelling job at it. And so it's really cool to almost see the next generation of John Cena and The Rock, right? And that's kind of something that I thought about when looking at this match. And so obviously, with all the work that Cody's put on while he's been there every week, every time Roman comes in, he's bringing something, something to the mic, to the ring. And so I'm very excited for this main event. I think this main event's going to slap.
This match is going to be great. Obviously, I don't think we have any worries about that. Only way this goes badly is if somebody gets hurt early. And honestly, odds of that, not very big. To me, I think this is obviously this match has been given the most build, but it's also the world title match, so it kind of needs it. Especially after what they did with Roman and Sammy and how good that was. They had to give this match more time to make us care about it. Because if they didn't make us care about it, it would feel just like Elimination. It would feel worse than Elimination Chamber, and they can't be having that now, can they? I think I would like to put forth another match that happened at WrestleMania that this kind of reminds me of a little bit more than Rock and John Cena. I'm not saying your comparison's bad, but it's just something that's sticking out in my mind. Chris Jericho versus Triple H from WrestleMania 18, I believe, is the right year. Could be wrong. Because, and this is 2002. This is a long time ago, right? It was established talent that had, build up this big following in the company. Now, granted, Triple H did challenge instead of hold the belt at the time, but that big whole thing versus Jericho had only been in the company for about 2 years at this point. Granted, he was the undisputed champion, but still, a lot of people still thought he was kind of, just floating in and floating out. And people weren't really sure as to everything of like what was motivating him, what was driving him forward, and if the company was truly behind him. At that show, we found out the answer to that question. And I think at this show, we're going to find out how far WWE is willing to be behind Cody Rhodes. I think that's really the answer to, hey, if the company is actually behind him, he'll win. If the company's not, then he won't. And we're really going to see if that is the case or not at this event. That's my take.
I kind of like this whole build up that they're doing with this match, especially with the like all roads lead to Reigns, and it's like that play on words or whatever. I like that it's like Cody Rhodes is his whole story and his whole thing of coming back, trying to win the brass ring that he never had, that nobody in his family has held. He wants to do this. He went through so much to get to this point. Roman Reigns being the face of the company. It's just I kind of like it. I think it's going to be a great match. I mean, both of these wrestlers are amazing, so I think it's definitely going to be a great match to watch. Very entertaining. In the end, I think Cody Rhodes is going to win it. I feel like Cody Rhodes, if they don't, not saying they have to. Now, see, this is the thing with this match. I think Cody Rhodes is going to win, but if they decided to put it on, keep Roman as the champion, I don't think that's a bad thing either. You know what I'm saying? Usually you're like, oh, that is going to be a horrible mistake if they let Roman Reigns. I don't actually feel that way. I feel like if Roman wins, it's just like, okay, well, Roman Reigns wins. We'll continue with the Roman Reigns era. And it's, I don't think it's a bad thing. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Cody Rhodes is going to win this match because they're going to fulfill that destiny that none of the Rhodes have ever been champion before, world champion before. So I think Cody is going to be the one to do it. It'll be a big thing to honor Dusty, and it'll be, I think Cody's going to win it for legacy alone. They've been doing this whole, I don't know. They've been talking about the Flair Rhodes situation, but I don't really care about that because I'll need Rhea to win that. But I just think Cody's going to win this one. I think it'll be a great match. If we have some interference from the bloodline, Solo might come out and do some interference. I don't think it's going to work. I just think this is going to be the year of Cody Rhodes.
Yep, couldn't agree more.
Now, I will add, right, because I think the one thing we have talked about with Roman over and over again is that if he wins, where does he go from here, right? Like, who could theoretically fight Roman after this if he beats Cody, right? The only man that I feel like is even remotely in the position that he could theoretically go after Roman after this is Gunther. And outside of that, everything else has kind of been there, done that. You know, he's fought Seth, he's fought Kevin, he's fought Sammy, he's fought Edge, he's fought, all of these big high name people. Maybe Finn Balor, but even then, heel versus heel would not work very well. So that's kind of where my headspace is at with it. Where even last year when Roman and Brock were fighting, it was definitely one of those, like, if they are unifying these belts, it cannot be Brock kind of things. And I feel like if Cody wins, we're basically getting a main event reset, and that's a huge thing for this company at this point. So I will be picking Cody as well, mainly because I just kind of don't feel like we need more stagnant Roman Reigns World Championship. We've had it for almost 3 years.
Yeah. I think Roman's going to be leaving for a minute, if not for a while. I think he's going to be gone.
We've got another part-timer and a full-timer is taking his place.
So I do have a question though. Do we ever think these belts are going to be separated, or are we going to always have a universal belt?
Yep.
They're getting separated, but
I don't know if you all. Again, I bring up Fightful a lot, but that's just where I get a lot of my news. Current rumor going around is that Triple H has officially approved the design of a new world championship. And the current theory is that after the draft, the Universal Championship will be officially retired, and they will bring up a new championship to replace it, probably on SmackDown. Mm-hmm. And it just depends on wherever Cody goes after that draft, because there's supposed to be a draft after Mania at some point. So if that is the case, great. I would be glad for these belts to be split up because I need a world champion on both shows. And right now, it's been a year since we've had that. If they don't split them up, Cody's not holding on to both of these belts past Money in the Bank. That's just my thing. I feel like they're going to do what they should have done last year, which was the whole, oh, you cashed in Money in the Bank, but that's only for one title kind of joke thing of like a bit of a swerve. But yeah, I really hope they split these belts up soon or something to give us a different belt that is not attached to whoever holds the belts after Mania.
I agree. I think it should be if it's not. But that's it. That's all we got. That's WrestleMania in itself.
So I will ask before we head off, what is everybody's, like, if you were going to pick one match to watch on this card that you think keep an extra eye out on this, what are you guys picking?
Honestly, I think it might be the Gunther, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre match. I think that's going to be a very fun match to watch. I think it's going to be very, like, brawl kind of, but I think Gunther's also very technical in his style too. So it's going to be interesting to. I just like them. I just think they're going to put on a great show. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of hard hitting, stuff. Yep. So I think that'll be good. Also, as much as we said, we don't really care much for the men's 4-way match, or it's like, yeah. I think it's going to be a lot of high flying, a lot of good, fun. We got big meaty guys, and then you got some high flyers all in this match. It's going to be.
When you have Ricochet and you also have Montez Ford, when I say that match is not exciting because of the outcome, that's one thing. But the intensity and the actual performance of that match, I completely agree, Lana, will be really good. But if I had to choose one to highlight, I would choose Finn Balor Edge because we're actually getting to see a Hell in the Cell match, and it's going to be the original Hell in the Cell, not the dorky red.
Yay!
And so we're going to see a real, legit Hell in a Cell at WrestleMania, and we're going to get to see the Demon, and we're going to get to see Edge, and I think that's going to be an excellent match.
I agree.
So, you all highlighted two matches that I would have also loved to have highlighted, but I do feel like I should pause a smidge. Did I cut out for a second there?
Yeah,
Yes.
you did.
Yeah. So I feel like I should just be very clear that as much as I am tired of the same old across the board for the women's division, Bianca Belair versus Asuka is going to be amazing. So I am excited to see it. I just need something new, please. After this, something new, please.
It's okay. You just had to spill a little bit of the tea, but that is the place to do it. Is here. So.
Yeah,
Well,
I think
you do it on the cup. Hashtag shop Lana's Etsy. So, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, I do think I agree. I think that's going to be a good match to watch. Now, okay, now I think Bianca and Asuka's match is going to be fun to watch, but I also I watch Rhea and Charlotte's match. I feel like it's going to be good to watch, but I just because I think both of them are so good. They are good. As much as we talk about Charlotte and and all this the non build up to all these matches and all, I still think this women's division is going to put on a good show. I think they're going to have great matches. Even the 8 women and the 6 women tag, they're going to be good shows and good matches. It's just we sick of the build up and not giving them the proper.
Let's be honest, guys. We're gonna have good matches all around.
Yeah.
So that being said, to wrap us out, what do you guys think about this WrestleMania, this 2-event WrestleMania in total? Do you think it's going to go down as one of the better WrestleManias we've ever seen? Is it going to be more of the mid, or are we going to see like a bad Mania?
I don't think it's going to be bad. I don't think it can be bad unless because again, when we agree, right? Because across the board tonight, outside of 2 matches, we were almost unanimous, right? When we agree, that to me that feels like there is a right and a wrong answer to the booking at this WrestleMania, right? If they take even most of these decisions, because a swerve here and there I don't mind. If they do most of the right booking decisions here at Mania, this will be at minimum a top 10 WrestleMania for me, probably. But we shall see.
I think this is going to be a really good WrestleMania. I want to almost say great, but I'm a little hesitant on the great. So it's a really good WrestleMania. I think we're going to really enjoy it. We're going to be entertained by it. Are we going to love the outcome of all the matches? Probably not. But I think we're going to have a really good WrestleMania.
And don't forget, this is the weird one that WrestleMania is starting at 7, not at 8. So if you are planning on watching and you haven't had the opportunity to look it up yet, EST.
Yes, 7 EST, 6 Central.
Not Bianca Belair, Eastern Standard Time. So your West Coast, it's going to be at like 4 for you.
4 or 5.
I kind of envy you because that means you don't have to stay up late. But yeah, so and also don't forget, NXT Stand and Deliver is going to be on at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. That card also stacked. We do not have the time to go into it here. Special shout out to the 5-way for the NXT North American title. My man Axiom's in that. It's going to be great. But yeah, if you have time to watch that as well, watch it. It's a stat card as well.
I think WWE has done really well this year with because I was wondering how they were going to do the NXT, card, because they have to have a card on WrestleMania weekend. You cannot not give them a show. And so to give them a show in the afternoon, right before WrestleMania, like those people who are going to WrestleMania is going to get have a very long day, but a very great day. Because I remember when I went to WrestleMania in New Orleans, it was a long day. Like that was a long card, and that was when WrestleMania was still one day, and it was long, but it was fun. You didn't care that we walked out of there at 11 o'clock, almost midnight. We didn't care. Because it was like we had a good time, and it was fun. I like that they're doing that and giving the NXT the first show before Mania and letting them do their show and then going right into Mania. I think that's awesome. I'm going to watch NXT for the first time this time. I have not watched NXT in a very, very not even very long time ever. I don't think I've ever watched NXT, but
wow.
I have been seeing a lot of the people coming who are on this card, and I've like clips and things. I'm like, okay, not mad at them. and I kind of am interested. So I'm going to watch NXT for the first time. And, if we want to talk about it afterwards, during our wrap up of WrestleMania, we can throw that in there. That'll be great. That'll be fun with me. But I'm going to watch NXT for the first time and watch that card on Saturday. So,
all right.
Not to mention, Johnny Gargano is on the NXT card. So if you're a Johnny Gargano fan, check it out because he's going to be having a match with Grayson Waller, and it's unsanctioned, which means all hell's going to break loose.
Yeah. And he's in that Friday night thing. But okay, that's it. Y'all know what to do. Follow us on @thecup_reality on Twitter. Follow us so you can find out when all of our videos are going to drop. This video will drop before Saturdays, before WrestleMania happens. So check out this before. I think Friday night. We'll probably go get it out tomorrow night. Also follow Brook and myself on Twitter if you want to. But, you can't follow us because he doesn't have Twitter.
Sorry. Be mad about it.
Doesn't want you to look, holler at the wall. He don't want to hear it. And of course, you could get all the merch link on Lana G Creations on .etsy.com. We have cups. We have hats. We're gonna have sweatpants and shirts coming soon. I keep saying it, but it's coming. And follow, like, share, subscribe, share is the key word because we want to get to 8,000 followers, subscribers by the end of the year. And in order for that to happen, you have to subscribe. So hit that bell. Period. Thank you all for joining us. We had a great time talking about WrestleMania. We will be back to talk about what we talked about today. And after WrestleMania, the recap of what happened, if what we thought was going to happen happened. Are we all this agreeing? Was it for nah? Or are we just all idiots and we don't know what we're talking about? Who knows? But we appreciate you watching. And cheers, you guys.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
Yeah. Bye-bye now.